Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
Well, to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Here's Bridgewater. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now, that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They shakes him off. Now he's forced out right. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Detroit! Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. This is caught. Gronkowski. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Detroit!
They'll look to run with Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Now it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Chargers hold tight down near the goal line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Bridgewater now on 2nd down. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And that one results in 35 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press it.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. From the gun, Bridgewater. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Trying to lay one up deep. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Cortland Sutton, 31 yards. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
This is Gordon. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Second down, Bridgewater. Leaping, and he makes the grab. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Back deep, Travis Benjamin. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And Denver getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Jackson on 1st down. They got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line.
Lucky 56.
They come out here in the eye. On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. In for the score. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Bust through the tackle. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now Bridgewater. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. To throw, Bridgewater. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Allen, the intended receiver.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He's got good size. We know he's tough to bring down running the ball. That also carries over to the passing game like we saw there.
And at his size, how'd you like to try and stop him on that angle route? Him coming out of the backfield, breaking sharply, catching the football. It's going to take a lot more than one guy most likely to bring him down. That was a nice gain.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
What we're seeing from the defense here is a group of guys bearing down, trying to help out their quarterback after he threw an interception. Good stops on the first 2 downs. It brings up a key 3rd down.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Broncos will extend their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Fielded about a yard deep. Muscles him off. Refusing to go down.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Charger offense making their way back out there. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Here's Bridgewater. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
All right, here we go.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Throwing is Jackson. Gets it off to Freeman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big 1st down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go.
Jackson now. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Now Jackson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. Gronk, so tough to cover. Sometimes a flag's going to come out.
His size and his ability create a lot of these pass interference calls. If you're trying to go through him to get to the ball, that's almost impossible, and he benefits on the play.
They come out here in the eye. Well, they go with a tight end carry. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. It's a quarterback sneak, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Extra point right down the middle. And a route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
Bridgewater now. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. He sets to fire deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Deshaun Hamilton, 69 yards, and the Broncos will extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Bridgewater. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down at the 2. And these guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10.
Watching now, Barney.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he's able to get up here to the 26. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They go play action with Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. The Pro Bowler Chris Harris is in on the tackle. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and he kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. That goes for a gain of 31.
A lot of receivers see the drag route as a risk-reward type of a play. The risk, going into the middle of the field where there's some big people who want to hit you. But the reward is oftentimes you get lost in coverage, running a little bit underneath. And when you catch it just right, as we just saw there, the end result can be a big, big play.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the...
And this is caught for a touchdown. We'll check the flag, but it looked like a clear offsides, and it should stand. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even
for
know
them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Now Bridgewater will lead the troops up to go for 2. Throwing is Bridgewater. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. Sturgis out now to kick this. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Bridgewater now after the fumble recovery. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. This quarterback now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
Play action. It's Jackson. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Jackson on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete. Gronkowski, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here we go. Blue 90.
Play action. Now Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
The 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Third and long for Bridgewater. He's airing it out for Williams. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
All right, now look at 56.
And I know
Look at
that
56.
the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away, now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. They go play action. Bridgewater going underneath for Gordon. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, Bridgewater. He's going to fire one deep. And my goodness, another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Freeman. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On second down, Jackson. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Jackson. Going to air it out deep for Gronkowski. And, look at the catch by Gronkowski. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
They go play action now. Jackson. He finds Hearns left side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. To throw again is Jackson. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got it complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos add on. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers getting set to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And that one results in 35 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball.
Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Joey Bosa in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jackson forced out to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's fourth down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time.
Delta. Mike 51, Mike 51. Get wide now.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater sets up the screen to Gordon. Escapes the defender. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now Bridgewater. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest, you can draft the most athletic guys, but if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Bridgewater, flush to his right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Desperation time. 4th down, Bridgewater. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. Bridgewater again. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter,
man is caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos continue to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Chargers. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Bridgewater. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On second down, Bridgewater again. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Look at this, a tight end carry. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. In for the score. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Here's Bridgewater. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Second down, Bridgewater. Steps away to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 3rd and 1, here's Bridgewater. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. It's then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. After the interception, here's Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Gronkowski, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Buying time to his left, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. To throw is Jackson. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Staying on his feet. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it'll be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So it's 3rd and long, and you know this is going to be a pass. So defensively, they're bringing an extra defensive back and just blanket the field. And this is an ill-advised throw right here as it winds up being picked off easily.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's complete. Henry. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
And they pick up the first down on a 4th down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped them on 3rd down, or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But, boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. One last shot now for Bridgewater. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. Their season, it comes to an end here in the wild card round.
And their goal was to win a divisional round game and get to the conference championship, but they weren't able to get that done. But I don't think it's all negative here. I think it's still a very good season. Didn't quite get there. I'll bet you we'll see a few of these players in street clothes at the conference title game, soaking it up and vowing to get there themselves next season.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.